Hi, I'm Danny Ecker. The local tech scene opened 2012 with plenty of momentum following Groupon's IPO and a push from Mayor Emanuel to transform the city into an attractive setting for startups. And with the exception of Groupon, many Chicago tech companies have begun or continued to flourish, potentially setting up some more IPOs in 2013. That is, if certain companies think they'll fare better than counterparts like Zynga, Angie's List, and even Facebook. Plenty of buzz on tap for tech next year, and I sat down with Crain's senior reporter John Pletz for a look ahead. John, a year ago today, Groupon was trading at around $21 a share. It's now about a quarter of that, maybe. How would you characterize 2012 for the company?
It's just been one stumble after another for Groupon. It's been a tough sophomore year for them. You know, the stock's been falling. They first ran into an accounting issue, then they ran into questions about growth and the business model. They've kind of morphed into some different businesses. And lately, you know, there's been talk of, you know, do you have the right CEO? How long does he last? You know, will Google come back? Are they an acquisition target? I mean, take your pick. It's just, it's been a really tough year. And they need to get things behind them and start putting up good numbers and see where they go.
And Andrew Mason seems to be calm the entire time, I suppose. That hasn't been the case, I suppose, for every other company. Other tech startups, other tech companies in Chicago have had some success this year. What are some of the companies that we've seen do well?
Well, a lot of the other startups have, you know, despite Groupon's struggles, have done quite well. As you point out, you know, Braintree got a huge investment. That's the second big investment from Silicon Valley venture capitalists. So they've done quite well. You've got companies like BrightTag have raised money. Grubhub, which it just kind of continues to move ahead. They, you know, there's talk that maybe they do an IPO, but their business is certainly moving forward. CleverSafe is doing well. So, you know, they've got a lot of other good things going on in tech.
We saw Google finalize its acquisition of Motorola Mobility this year, moving the company from the suburbs into the merchandise mart. Some big things maybe to come from the merchandise mart in 2013, no?
Well, the merchandise mart really has kind of become the tech hub in Chicago, which, you know, 1871 opened there, and that really attracted not only a lot of companies and a lot of buzz, but then Google moves in, and that really just kind of turbocharges everything. So it really cements River North as Chicago's primary tech address, although obviously we've got, you know, tech companies all over the loop.
How much progress do you think there's been in 2012 toward making Chicago a hub for tech companies?
I think a lot. I think you've got a lot more money in town being invested by different players. So there's money here. We're attracting money from both coasts on a regular basis. It's not just a one-off event where you say, oh, wow, that's, you know, pretty amazing. It's happening with regularity. You're seeing a lot of companies across a lot of different fields, whether it's data storage, there's information security, you know, really kind of heavy technical stuff. In addition to all the internet-enabled companies, you've got e-commerce players, you've got Groupon, you've got Grubhub. You've got things like Trunk Club, which is a smaller company, but it really is a much more diverse technology community than most people thought was here, and than most people give us credit for. And when, you know, people like Groupon, when one of your companies really starts to stumble, it's not lights out. So I think there's probably more going on, and I think we're probably in better shape, and I think you're starting to see signs of that. And I think you'll see a lot more of that in the coming year.
Yeah, we'll see whether the momentum can continue. All right, John, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.